we got to start our conversation with the number that continues to grow and grow and grow. And in fact, this number was 70% when I wrote the first edition of They Ask You Answer. Today it's 80%, and that is, this is how far along the buyer is by the time they reach out to you and contact you. So the moment that they fill out that form on your website, the moment that they call you or contact you, whatever that means is, on average, business to business and business to consumer, they are 80% through that buying funnel, as we hear. So let's go back in time for a minute, shall we? Let's say it's 25 years ago. What year is that? Took you a minute there. Took you a minute. All right. 1996. Oh, that's fun. Okay, 1996. That was the year, just so you know, email started to become mainstream. And what's funny is many salespeople at the time pushed back on email. No, electronic mail. I ain't going to do no electronic mail. Now, they probably didn't say it like that here in the UK, but it was something like that, right? And of course, how did it go for those salespeople? Not so well. Either they got on board or they were left behind. That's how it works always with change. So, what do you think this number was 25 years ago? When the internet's just getting started, how far along through that buyer's journey do you think our average customer was 25 years ago? What do you think? Anybody have a guess? Yeah, 10%, 20-some%. And if I had to make a guess, because they hadn't done this study at the time, right? If I had to make a guess, 20% is where we were 25 years ago. Today, we're at 80%. So the question is, for you, me, everyone in this room, regardless of the size of your business, where is this number going to be? Where is it going to go over the next 5, 10, 15 years? That's right. It's going to go higher. And is it ever going to go back? Now, we might not like it, but it's called reality. And if we want to be successful as business owners, we have to accept the trends for what they are. We can't say, no, that's the marketplace. I'm going to do what I've always done. It doesn't work that way. Now, if this number's true, we got to swallow pills. Critical that we swallow the pills early on. So, for example, I want you to assume that you have these two departments in your business. Even if you don't, in your mind, have these two departments, everybody does. You might be the head of each one of these departments. But if this number's true, which department of your organization has a greater impact on the actual sale of the thing? Is it the sales department or the marketing department? Which one? That's right. Yet notwithstanding, by the way, raise your hand if you're in marketing. Okay, here we go. Notwithstanding, when a company is in financial trouble, the first department that gets cut or laid off is who? That's how we pay you back for your goodness. Thank you for making so much impact on the sale. We're going to let you go now. And generally speaking, when a company's looking to grow the business, the first department that gets hired is sales. The question is, why is it that way? Because we've been doing it that way how long? Forever. Eons, you guys are great. Isn't it better when everybody's talking? You feel the energy, don't you? It's so great. And by the way, isn't it great that we're all freaking together in a room? Can't we give it up for that, like applause or something? Yeah, it's great. I don't know about you, but them Zoom calls getting a little old. So, marketing has a bigger influence. Yet, if we look at financial spreadsheets today, generally speaking, still, sales is classified as revenue, marketing is classified as expense. Now, is that the way it should be in 2021 and beyond? Listen, gang, if your organization, if you as that CFO within your company or someone in your company that's handling the books still believes that sales is straight revenue and marketing is straight expense, we have a problem. And here's where I see other problems too. Raise your hand if you've got a sales team in this room or salespeople that work for you. Raise your hand. Okay? My friend, how many salespeople work for you? 2 people. Okay, now, if I went to those 2 salespeople that you have, and I said, what percentage of the sale do you dictate? What do you think their number would be? And we know it would be different for each person, but if you had to make a guess, what do you think their number would be? Okay, right, this is great. He said 100%. 100%. In other words, his salespeople would say, yeah, I pretty much handle the whole deal. This is my baby, right? Now that is nice on the surface, but it's problematic within the company. The reason is because still to this day, we have too many salespeople. And by the way, I am all sales. At my core, that's what I am. But we've got to recognize that we must evolve. How do we evolve? If the salesperson still thinks they're dictating 100% like my friend in the front row, versus essentially what is on average 20% of the sales process that they're dictating, we have a problem because they're never going to go to marketing and say, yeah, I want to be a part of what you're doing. I need to be a part of the front end of the sales experience, because they do. If your team doesn't understand this trend, go back and teach it to them. Everybody must rally around this because it's only going to grow. And it means two fundamental things. Again, sales has to become involved in the marketing side of the business, in that 80%. Marketing needs to be accountable for revenue as well. No more just simple campaigns. No more fluffy stuff. That's the evolution of sales and marketing. This is why so many companies now just call it a simple revenue team, where it's sales and marketing under that umbrella. It's not an us versus them. There's no more silos there when you start thinking that way. This is fundamental to our conversation.